everybody. Thank you very much. What I want to do is call roll call. Okay, and yet, before I start, the item which we're starting is 5 minutes after 5 o'clock for the record.
Ms. Garcia?
Present.
Mr. Larison?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Mr. Kim?
Here.
5-0.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now that we have roll call, I want to, before we even get started, if I may, want to announce that before we're going into closed session, I want to be pulling out the agenda item number, which is under action A1, and it's also called approval of new superintendent contract from the agenda. Okay, that's been pulled out. Excuse me. Yeah, pulled out from the agenda. The board will not be taking any action on this item tonight, but it will be working towards later on. Be working on the issue itself. And, for fairness to individuals and to groups here, I noticed that there's a couple of groups in here, but we need about one speaker as a representative of that group. Okay? And at the same time, we'll be giving each person 2 minutes. 2 minutes each, up to 20 minutes. And then please raise your hand instead of clapping if you agree with the previous speaker. And then let's keep this respectful and to one another. Thank you very much. We'll be going into closed session. We open public comment after closed session items, which are anticipated litigation, public school employment, and the next item is conference with labor negotiators. Okay? Members of the public are encouraged to address the board concerning an item on the closed agenda, the session agenda. Okay. Okay. What I'd like for you to do is line up, but if we get doubles or triples about the same concern, the same group, it'll just eat up everybody else's time. Yeah. Raise your hand if you agree with that.
No. No.
So the speaker itself. Okay. We're up.
Should I have the floor? Yeah, okay, thank you. My name is Frank Garden, and parent of 2 children in the district. Turn down the pipe with you. Okay, so I just want to clarify something because I was actually going to go over a petition on behalf of the community, but I feel like I need to ask a question. You pulled item A1 from the agenda in open session. Does that mean no decision will be made regarding approval of a new superintendent contract?
I will be pulling that item, yeah.
Okay. However, you do still intend to discuss the new superintendent during closed session?
We are discussing that process itself, and we're addressing
Will
ourselves. Yeah.
Will any actions be taken?
We don't know yet. Yeah.
There you go, 4-4 then.
Come up with an item.
Okay, so I have about 1 minute left in my comments. I'll just go ahead and deliver the petition. It's a petition that we circulated in the online community, starting with Building a Better Board. We have 131 signatures. I'll just read a couple of comments very briefly that were submitted by the community. Number 1, as a former employee of Salinas Union High School District when Mr. Ramirez was employed with Alisal Elementary School, I have experience with the practices and ideas this man conducts and implements. I do not agree with the hiring of this individual for the position he's being considered for. Another community member said, John is not the right person to lead this district. He has proven that he makes bad choices. And the third community member said SCESD needs new leadership from the world beyond Salinas.
We have individuals stand up there to speak, and sometimes they start speaking before the applause. But the applause down, almost zero, and you're given the space. Your name, please.
Sean Henry, parent, Mission Park. So, by your rules, you see a lot of people in here that have come to speak, and obviously are not going to get to speak. So, by your rules, can I get a hand raised on who here is not for John Ramirez becoming the next superintendent of Salinas City Elementary School District? Raise your hand right now because you're not going to get to speak. This is your moment. How about put your hands down? No, here we go. No,
Thank you.
Let's be fair, let's be fair, let's be fair. Now, please put your hands up if you are for John Ramirez. That might be easier.
Thank you very much. With all due respect, keep on going.
Okay, that's fine. I still have a minute. Okay, so I'm going to leave it to one more community comment. Jack Marchi, as a former superintendent of the district, I strongly support and understand the concerns of the teachers and the community. What is needed is not a political appointment, but an appointment based upon the needs of the district. I think at this time, no appointment should be made. Maybe you're all listening. And what is needed is a timeout period, a period when misunderstanding and hurts can be discussed and resolved. What is needed is a temporary appointment of someone who does not want the job, but wants the establishment and environment that would lead to an open, honest, and fair search.
Thank you very much. My colleague has touched my attention to something that I mentioned before, I stated before, and I will do it again. Before Ms. Rodriguez speaks, I want to repeat it again, is that before going into closed session, I want to announce that I am pulling out from the agenda the item number, which is 8, action, of course, A1, also called approval of new superintendent contract, the agenda, which means no action will be given. Thank you. Ms. Rodriguez, go ahead.
Yes, Carol Rodriguez, President of SCESD. I understand you're not taking action, but you've already said you're going to be talking about things, and so we want to have input into those talks and to what you're thinking and what we're thinking. So the teachers are on vacation, but I think you can see by this boardroom that we are dedicated to the health and well-being of this district. And you can see the demonstration of that by the numbers that are here. It's not this is not a lynching. This is us trying to let you know how we feel and how strongly we feel. And I'm hoping you would listen. At the beginning of this past week, which was, it was the last week of school, we put out a survey. We kept it on for about 48 hours, and we had 43% of the teachers participating, which is a good number for the last week of school with everything else that we were asked to do. About 43% participated, 92% of those said no to John Ramirez as superintendent. 82% believe we should hold a vote of no confidence with the school board should you offer a contract to Ramirez. So I think that speaks to the strength of our conviction. I want you to remember that teachers expressed themselves in the fall of 2013 and again last December and let you know about what we felt were the district's needs from a superintendent. We were not listened to then. We were dismissed and the district's being torn apart, we feel. Things are very ugly. Teachers have been accused. I've been pulled off to the side and people have talked to me about why I'm against this person or that person, and I was told, well, we figured it was because of your biases. Well, this is simply not true, and these are the things that are tearing our district apart right now. I had a district administrator in a meeting with others say to me, well, maybe you don't agree with me because all you see is my brown face. This is unacceptable, unacceptable behavior. And we cannot let our district just evolve into that kind of ugliness. We got to get out of that, and we need you to listen to teachers. I wish you would listen back in the fall of December, or the fall of 2013. It was not, at that time, just saying something bad about someone. It was what we knew as strengths and weaknesses, and that we wanted you to listen to what we wanted, and you didn't. And so here we are in something that is uglier and uglier by the minute. I would not be a part of something which was solely based on one issue, like whether someone speaks Spanish or not. And I don't believe most of these teachers here would be involved in anything like that. And it's ugliness like that's being perpetuated throughout the district that's tearing things apart. And it is unacceptable. I can't say anything else about it, but unacceptable.
Thank you very much.
I want to say one more thing about something else on the agenda. I want to talk about the lawsuit. I again ask on the behalf of teachers that the board place all the teachers on the correct step and column, something which you as a board have already agreed to and proposed to us. So I ask that you make that happen now so that it will stop the incurring of even more liability in the lawsuit. It won't stop interest charges, but it will stop the incurring of back pay. So I would ask that you do that and decide on that tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Alisal Superintendent. I'm an employee of the Salinas School District, and I've always been for student rights and equality, regardless of what consequences might be for me. What people will not be able to understand is how could a board of 5 smart individuals hire a man who in 2014 was accused by an Alisal district teacher of sexual harassment, sexual battery, assault, and false imprisonment. At the same time, 2 Alisal teachers accused him of harassment, discrimination, and retaliation. The Alisal district paid thousands to settle all of the above-mentioned complaints. In the same year, he was named in a Fair Employment and Housing Act complaint for retaliating, harassing, and discriminating against a female administrator. This complaint is pending. In 2013, Alisal District Board conducted an investigation which yielded evidence that he misused the school district's credit card. In 2007, he was publicly reprimanded by the California Teachers Credentialing for immoral misconduct. The public entrusted you the responsibility to make the right choice. This man is not the right choice, and I hope you will make the right choice. I can tell you that if you come in, some of you will be going out. And it's not a threat, it's just the reality of life. Thank you.
Thank you. Your name, please. Thank you.
Hi, Wes White, here, Village Park. So, you guys pulling this item kind of really concerns me because you see how everybody is so concerned, yet you just take away our voice to be able to, you see this, so I don't know if your game is hoping that, well, next time maybe they won't be able to show up, they'll lose interest, they'll lose strength. And that's, you're here now, and this room is packed, and you know this. We even asked for another venue, and you rejected that, Dr. Luza. So, you need to realize this is a serious issue, and you can't go forward with this. You need to pick someone outside of City of Salinas.
Thank you very much. Will you please the name?
Good afternoon, Mr. Lusa, or Dr. Lusa, and members of the board. I'm El Ariano. Thank you for you didn't respond to my email, and we wanted to meet. I wanted to meet with you, and you never responded. So I'm here to let you know that I truly respect and understand your position as board member. Sometimes it is a thankless job. It can be a tough job at times to make those really tough decisions like you have tried to make in the past couple of months. As board members, you do not participate in the interviewing or recommendation process for hiring for any position other than the superintendent. Please always keep in mind your responsibility to the community that elected you and to your students and your school staff to find the very best leader for our district. If the rumor is true that you have offered Mr. Ramirez a contract, and I hope it's simply a rumor, for our next superintendent, I hope he is wise enough to rescind that contract. Mr. Ramirez's past behavior is the best predictor of future performance and problems. This district has a history of hiring not based on who is best qualified, but on pure cronyism. Most board members cannot so easily separate themselves from the consequences of a bad decision. So I am hoping you have the best interest in our district. So invest the time at the head end to get the best information you can. You already know his track record. It beats having to spend time later making excuses for what went wrong. Please prove to us all that it's wrong, that you're wrong, or we're wrong, that the rumors are John Ramirez for superintendent.
Thank you. Your name, please.
Hi, my name is Autumn Rossi, and I'm a parent. I have children at Lincoln Elementary as well as Mission Park. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. I did want to come up here before you, and as a community member, as a parent, as someone who's involved and passionate about our district and the education of our children, I do feel with you and the way that this was presented with the superintendent, not only the individual, but the way it was presented, really has been a slap in the face to us as a community. We are busy with our lives, we're busy with our kids, we're devoted to this community. And we have come to you 2 times now and we asked for a national search to go and find the best person. We've come and met with individuals and said, this is what we're looking for, this is who we want. And for you to come back like this to us and bring this candidate forward is just discouraging and really unacceptable. You should never have been interviewed and thought of in the first place. And had, as others have said before me, you had listened to what we had said, what we had asked for in leadership. What we're really looking for is someone who's leadership, who can motivate and engage our wonderful group of teachers that we have, who can go through and not only engage our parents, but can provide strategic vision for our district and move forward into this next 15 and 20 years. And so we ask you, we beg you to please listen to us as a group here. We have spent so much time on this issue, devoting it and saying the same things over and over again, and we just feel like it's constant hitting our head against the wall. So, again, I just ask, I'm glad you pulled the items. I ask before anyone else comes up, and I even consider that you go back to the list of things that we as community members have come and spent our time, and the teachers in this community have said that we want in our next leadership.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Janet Sparks at El Gavilan. I'm also a grandparent of a child who goes to our school district. It's like bringing back a lot of old memories. With Dr. Slavy, the school teachers kept coming to the board with information about a superintendent that was being considered to be hired, and we were not listened to and ignored. And you're $3 million in debt owed to teachers because of a bad decision on hiring a superintendent. And I keep thinking back, oh, here we go again. And I really think we need to, I hope we learn from that lesson. I mean, we haven't totally paid our debt yet, but it's like the same thing all over again. Teachers warned the school district. We had documents proving the character of that superintendent, yet the board hired him, and look where we are. So I think we really need to look at what happened in the past and not make the same mistake. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Oscar Ramos. I'm a parent here at Salinas Elementary School and also the Vice President of SCESD. Yeah, I kind of feel
For the record, you're speaking as a parent, you're speaking as a
as both, but I can speak as a parent.
Okay, thank you.
I think ELF owes an apology to all these teachers, and possibly even a refund, because John Ramirez should never have been moved forward. I understand that two of the qualities we asked for, being bilingual and knowing the community, were on that list, but that's only two. And guess what? Not only does he know the community knows him too, and they don't want him. Not in Visalia, not in Alisal, not here, not anywhere. And anyone with a computer and a Google search engine would have figured that out. So, no thank you. We don't need him. We don't want him.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Patricia Jessica, teacher at Lincoln Elementary School. I don't typically do this, but I just felt the need to come up and stand. But one of the biggest things that we work on in our district as teachers and parents and hopefully administrators is character, building character. And I have a poster in my classroom and it says, character is what you do when nobody else is watching. And when I saw that you were considering hiring the superintendent from the other district, I thought, oh my gosh, that's, that person is not showing very good character. So when you stop and think about what you're going to do as the leader of the person in our district, like Mrs. Sparks just said, look back to the history of the district. Look what we have to accomplish. Where do we want our children to go? Because the leader of our district is actually going to be the person that our parents look up to, our kids look up to, and our teachers look up to set an example of leadership. We need somebody that has good character. We need somebody that has good leadership. There are a lot of qualities to going into this, and I think the most important quality that we need in the person that we hire is good character, because that speaks volumes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Could we, can I make a motion with the rest of the board to extend it for 10 minutes so we have 10 more minutes even though we've passed the 20 minutes? In order to do that, we have to.
So, second.
Okay,
All
thank
those
you.
in favor? Aye. Okay. Your name, please.
Diane Cunanan, I'm a 6th grade teacher at Laurelwood, and I just wrote something up and I'll read it. I'm very concerned about the direction that SCESD board is going toward. I feel the past direction of this district has been one of focusing on giving all students the academic opportunities to become successful students as adults. Now that California has adopted the Common Core state standards and next generation science standards, we as teachers have pleaded for a superintendent that can lead us to the 21st century needs of our students. I feel that the last 2 years have had distractions that pull our district away from this focus. I feel that John Ramirez Jr. as superintendent is so controversial that our district will be further distracted from creating competent, problem-solving students for the 21st century. Our district's focus will not be 21st century, it won't even be 20th century, but 19th century, which scares me.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Hi, I'm Lisa Crowley, a teacher at Mission Park, and I understand the motion that you've made to table that, but my question is, what agenda will it be put on, if you know that? Because there are some administrative positions that are hinging upon hiring a new superintendent that will affect, you know, for example, Pat Willingham's job and some of the other jobs. So not tabling it now pushes out all of these other potential positions and how our district will be affected and how our classrooms will be affected for the start of the next year.
Excuse me a second. Dr. Rousseau, we're addressing this in the next board meeting.
Oh, at the beginning you said you were uncertain, so I just want to say it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Raymond Shaw. I'm the husband of a retiring teacher that has devoted her entire life to this community in education. And I don't have a whole lot to say here tonight. I didn't use the word retiring. That's from the classroom. But my wife and I are very involved in education in this community, and we don't retire from that. We're here, and we're here to see the best for the students of the city. And I hope you heard what was said tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your name, please. Thank you.
My name is Valley Garden, and I have 2 grandchildren that are currently right now at the Mission Park School. 2 just, had graduated, and now it's Salinas High and Washington Mutual. My concern is this: I've been reading all of these things in the newspaper, and my concern is, why are you going to? It's a rumor. I don't know why you are going to hire this person as a superintendent to replace Mr. Rosa. I think you need to use common sense, okay? Common sense. We are all adults in here. I think probably older than some of you are the same age. But I think we need to be concerned about the future of this community, the children, and not the politics, not your own agenda, but the children and the teachers that are here today. Really, I'd like to pray for all of you guys, because you need to have the Holy Spirit be upon you and really make the right decision, okay? Not for your own good, but for the good of the community, the good of the students, the good of the teachers, and the parents that are here spending all this time trying to make it right for everyone. Why do you want to have a bad apple in a basket of good apples? You're going to get it rotten. So why are you going to infect that bad apple? The good apples are very good right here. And you want to put one bad apple in the basket. That's really bad. So my thing with you guys is, if the teachers get apples from their students, they need to give you apples, good apples. So please, common sense. Do the right thing for the children. Do not hire this guy, okay? Thank you. God bless you.
Hi, I'm Angela De Ramos, and a teacher over in the Alisal district. So I just come in support of my fellow teachers in saying that teachers matter. We are the major advocates for the major stakeholders in these decisions. And as someone who's seen, I'm sure you followed the revolving door that is Alisal in terms of our leadership. Teachers' voices matter. I implore you to please listen to your faculty, because they're the ones who best know the needs of our students. Thank you.
I have time for a couple more people. Anybody else? Saying none, we're going into closed session. Thank you. And thank you very much for being here and to remind us what our role is. Thank you.